I've had some challenges in the last couple of years myself. Ultimately, I believe that suffering leads to salvation.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, now, this is your time.
Hollywood may be glittered with fame and fortune, but the true brilliance of its stars often shines in their personal stories of resilience and wisdom. In 2004, Robert Downey Jr. released The Futurist, featuring his rendition of Smile.
Smile. Though your heart is aching, smile. Even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by.
The lyrics resonated deeply with his personal journey of battling addiction while rebuilding his career. Like Robert Downey Jr., sometimes life reveals our true selves in unexpected ways, as Johnny Depp reminds us. In 2011, Johnny Depp shared his belief that external circumstances like wealth or success do not fundamentally change who we are, but rather reveal our true nature.
Do you think about the times when things weren't so good a lot?
Yeah. There was a guy who I worked with many years ago, and we were talking about success and money and all that stuff. And he told me this one thing. He said, you know, money doesn't change anybody. Money reveals them, you know.
This idea challenges us to remain authentic and reflect on our inner selves as we navigate life's ups and downs. From self-reflection to near abandonment, Stan Lee's story shows us the power of perseverance. During the premiere of Comic-Con Episode 4, Stan Lee revealed he nearly quit the comic book industry due to creative frustrations.
I was writing these comics the way my publisher wanted me to, and I didn't like doing them that way because he said, don't worry about dialogue or about characterization, just give me a lot of action and fight scenes. And I was going to quit. And my wife said, if you're going to quit, why don't you just do one book the way you want to do it, get it out of your system. The worst that'll happen is he'll fire you, but you want to quit anyway. So that's when I wrote The Fantastic Four, which was the way I wanted to do it.
Encouraged by his wife to write one story he believed in, he created The Fantastic Four and forever changed the superhero landscape. Stan Lee's resilience echoes in Tom Hardy's lesson about the importance of failure. At the University of the Arts London, Tom Hardy highlighted how failure can teach valuable lessons about what works and what doesn't.
Especially if you're coming up with something from nothing, which is presumably what we all do in the creative department, is that I'm selling a handful of nothing and hoping to come through with some results. And I'll put myself right out there for the risk of it. And I will fail, and it's okay to fail. In fact, you learn more from failing and humiliation in my game than any other that I know. And actually, that seems to be quite similar across the board in most professions from the people that I've met. So it's good to fail, it's not embarrassing, and humiliation is your friend.
Failure often leads to transformation, as Jim Carrey's story of grace and forgiveness beautifully illustrates. Speaking at Homeboy Industries in 2017, Jim Carrey shared the profound lesson that forgiveness is a path to grace.
I've had some challenges in the last couple of years myself. Ultimately, I believe that suffering leads to salvation. We have to somehow accept and not deny, but feel our suffering and feel our losses, and then we make one of two decisions. We either decide to go through the gate of resentment, which leads to vengeance, which leads to self-harm, which leads to harm to others, or we go through the gate of forgiveness, which leads to grace.
His message inspires us to release bitterness and find healing through compassion.
Just as Christ did on the cross. He suffered terribly, and he was broken by it. to look upon the people who were causing that suffering, or the situation that was causing that suffering, with compassion and with forgiveness. And that's what opens the gates of heaven for all of us.
Forgiveness is powerful, but so is understanding the nature of offense, as Ricky Gervais explains. At the Oxford Union in 2017, Ricky Gervais explored the idea that being offended is subjective and doesn't necessarily mean someone is right or wrong.
And I've always said, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Some people are offended by equality. If everyone's agreeing with you, you're in an echo chamber. You've just chosen your people to speak to.
This approach inspires self-confidence while promoting respect for diverse opinions.
It also started this ridiculous myth. You know, my opinion is worth as much as your opinion. Now people say things like, my opinion is worth as much as your facts. I think that's just not true. That is a worry. That is a worry in this post-truth era, that the more you say a lie, you know, the more people will take it as the truth. It doesn't make it true.
As we explore resilience, Chadwick Boseman's words inspire us to align with our true purpose. In his 2018 commencement speech at Howard University, Chadwick Boseman urged graduates to seek purpose over mere success.
Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Graduating class, hear me well on this day. When you have reached the hilltop, you would rather find purpose than a job or a career.
Boseman's wisdom reminds us to anchor our lives in meaning, not just ambition.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Now, this is your time.
While purpose gives life depth, Denzel Washington shows us how great minds elevate their focus to ideas that truly matter. Accepting the AFI Life Achievement Award in 2019, Denzel Washington remarked,
"Small minds discuss other people, gossip. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas." That was Eleanor Roosevelt. That was also Pauletta's father, my father-in-law. He was a great man.
From elevating ideas to pondering life's mysteries, Keanu Reeves offers a profound perspective. During an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Keanu Reeves was asked a profound question about life and death.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
His thoughtful response left the audience and Colbert deeply moved, showcasing his introspective and compassionate nature. As we consider life's mysteries, Matthew McConaughey's reflections guide us toward balance. In 2020, Matthew McConaughey reflected on how new challenges and obstacles could shape personal growth.
If life was nothing but green lights and we didn't have yellows and reds, things that make us pause, hardships, crises, times for introspection, then what the hell would it all be for? We need the yellows and the reds. That's how we evolve. That's how hopefully there's some ascension to our being. That's how we give some credit to time and growing older.
His story inspires us to embrace life's detours as essential parts of the journey. Finally, we come full circle with Sylvester Stallone's timeless lesson on self-reliance. In a heartfelt vlog in 2021, Sylvester Stallone shared a heartfelt message emphasizing the importance of self-reliance.
I see a lot of these motivational speakers telling you what you need to do and how you have to go out there and grab life and don't be afraid, blah, blah, blah. You got all the answers. Just like all of a sudden, what? They gave them wisdom and not you? Come on. We all have it. I believe a lot of it is in our DNA. We're programmed to survive.